My dear child, stop by and think, what are you trying to chase, and is this chase worth the shot or not? There are some illusions you have in your mind about a particular situation. Maybe you feel it's something gorgeous from far, and in reality, if you go closer to this situation, you will know it's very shallow. Something to do with upbringing here. You have to let go old ideologies and concepts that have been ruling you for a very long time. This could also be some old habits that have now become disastrous. One thing is there for sure, that your expectations will never be fulfilled from this place, and you will always be disheartened from this situation. And the reason is that this situation is all about your old trauma, and the reason why you are hooked to it is old trauma. It's time for you to learn this lesson and move ahead with it. It's time for you to identify what's good for you and what is not. So, not based on what you were taught by someone, but based on what you acquired through life is an experience. The universe is shaking certain things in your life because you need to understand the importance of it now. So you have to make some amends in your lifestyle, and it's high time that you make those changes. You need to understand one thing, unlearn your past, and also check old habits that are not serving you anymore. So, dear souls, know that this person is missing you so much at this time, and they are thinking about the mistakes they have made with you in this connection, and they want to make things right with you as soon as possible. So this person wants to become your priority, and they want you to treat them as the only one option in your life, and it is them. This person have high insecurities and jealousy right now, because they think that you have someone else in your life, or soon you will get engaged or married to someone else, and you are totally ready for it. So you are emotionally detaching from this person, and they are not able to handle this. This person don't want, or they can't see you with someone else, and this person's biggest nightmare is you leaving them for someone else, and they are doing their best to prevent it. This person wants to ask you, or they would not you to give them an explanation because of your recent ignorance, and also they are feeling that you are no longer chasing them. So you are focused on yourself, which is making them more restless about this connection future. Currently, this person is in denial of their wrong decision, and they don't want to think about past, and they don't want to discuss past things. They want to focus on present moment and future, and you will get a communication from this person within next 7 days, and also apology for someone who was expected to meet this person. But your person did not responses, or did not give you any kind of closure which was needed, and they are coming towards you with a stable offer of love and relationship. Still they have their heart on fire for you. So dear souls, know that The person you are dealing with could be a bit of a dilemma. It's a what to do and what not to do situation for them. They have been meeting to get close to you in every possible way, but they pretend like they don't care from the outside. This person acts all cool and confident, but in reality, they think about you a lot. They could be having sleepless nights thinking about you, but lack the confidence to express the truth, and they are thinking too logically about your connection. You might have taken a step back recently that has kind of hurt this person, yet at the same time made them anxious too. So they are now emotionally insecure. They feel like you are acting a bit stubborn and not willing to give them a second chance. They are working on their confidence levels and they are determined to have you back in their life. They are hopeful about the future of this connection. Dear souls, know that. Today, make time for you, something today that shows love for yourself. Maybe you just need a bit of time to do something you have been wanting to do. Maybe you want a bit of me time. Maybe you feel like treating yourself to something or pampering yourself. On the other hand, you may need to be setting or enforcing boundaries with someone. Letting yourself be heard and standing up for yourself is also showing love to yourself. You are important, you are valuable, you are lovable. When you love yourself as you deserve to be loved, then others follow suit because they know that you would not allow yourself to be treated poorly. They have to treat you right or move on. Recognize your true worth and love yourself for all you are. Treat yourself with love and kindness always. Dear child, know that. Find what makes you believe in the possibilities of life again. Choose what brings hope to your heart and hold on to what gives you reason to stay. Your life is not perfect, but even in its imperfections, it is still beautiful, my friend. It is still worth the waiting and the difficult days. Look back on your journey, how far you have made. So, no matter how many times you have failed, you somehow stood up again and again. Do not doubt yourself, no matter what the circumstances are. Believe that you have what it takes. Remember, there is something in you that is stronger than all that you are going through. Your inner reality is became more peaceful and tranquil. You are creating space for new abundant energy to flow through your consciousness. Your environment is getting better as a result of the inner work you are doing. You attract what you are vibrantly in harmony with. When you think higher thoughts, speak words of wisdom, and spend time with high vibrational beings, your world will transform into a vibrant world. Your existence, your unique story is a miracle. Share your gift with the world, and when you share your gifts, you open yourself up to the miracle of other people's unique gifts. The more you pour out into the world, the more the universe responds to you. And if you are looking for more abundance, opportunity, relationships, or wealth, this is how you create it all. So give more than you are receiving, and you will soon receive more than you can handle. Going with the flow does not mean that you don't have a clue about where you are headed. It just means that you are open to multiple ways of getting there. So, when you think that there is only one way of doing something, you are actually limiting yourself because the mind cannot comprehend the infinite. So, we live in a field of infinite possibilities. All things are possible. Your only limitation is your own thinking. The essence of going with the flow is living in the moment and keep doing your best without thinking of the outcome. Let go of the illusion of control, stop forcing, and start flowing. You don't have to control the universe, you just have to let the universe work through you because you and the entire universe. So, my child, know that. It is not the way they judge you that hurts you, it is that you place more weight in their words than who you are, so don't be fooled. They may see what is better for you and that has its purpose, but at the end of the day, they are not living your life. So they are not carrying your responsibilities, but you are. So rather than make it about them, focus on accepting who you are, focus on what you want to do with your life, and take charge of what belongs to you. So, truth is, you should never have to accept pieces that don't fit your soul, that don't fit in piecing your heart whole. Your pieces are the pieces you built from your own self. And you need to own your pieces. It's time to walk away from the places you don't belong in. It's time to let go of judgment, to be right for yourself, to be who you are for you. And finding yourself is not thinking about the life you want. You find yourself by doing the things you are curious about. So, by working on your craft and catching every chance you have towards what it is you love, you are here to expand the version of who you are, but you are not here to build who you are into someone you don't want to be. You are not a slave to anyone except for the choices you give meaning to, except for the people you choose to be overshadowed by, except for the beliefs you choose to believe. Work towards what you desire, face the peril of life, pay your dues, choose what matters, and do it. You find yourself by building the life you want, so not by visualizing it. So, my child, know that. As you grow older and as the knowledge about the world and its ways slowly begins to make its way into you through heartbreak, trauma, and other vast experiences. So you will realize the harsh reality of life that not someone is your well-wisher. Sometimes certain family will claim to love you only for their love to be a facade. So, friends who you believe to be true may sometimes turn out to be backstabbers in disguise. You will realize that absolutely anyone, whether You are related by blood or not is capable of holding any time. This is the unfortunate reality of growing up, realizing that not everyone is true and good. As you grow older and look back at the younger you, it feels sickening. If only you could go back to being a naive child with rose colored glasses on. The child who believed that the world was better than it could ever be, a world that is simple and kind. So sometimes when someone walks away from you or when you decide to step away from them might just be a saving grace. It's like a twist of fate that could have actually protected you. Maybe even save your life in some way. Think about it when things are not right, when a relationship or situation becomes toxic or hurtful, parting ways might be like stepping out of harm's way. It is as if life is guiding you away from something that could have brought you more pain than joy. Imagine if you stay in that situation, held on when you should have let go. It could have led to more attack, more struggles. But by making that choices to part ways, you might have opened the door to a safer, healthier, and happier life. So remember that their departure or your decision to leave might have been a blessing in disguise. So it's like life way of saying you deserve better, and in that decision you could have just saved your own life from unnecessary pain. Sometimes the endings are the beginnings of something better, something that has the ability to lift your spirits and protect you. My child, know that. Don't put all your trust fully into another human. They will mess it up. Humans are messy. There is something so much bigger than invite us to put our trust in it. There is a grand orchestration of the universe that follows pattern of perfect order and design. When zoomed into that design, it can look messy and chaotic. So that is why trusting a human vantage point is full of pitfalls. We are too close to the design to see clearly sometimes. Yet when put our trust in the grand orchestration and remember how loved we are in it as an aspects of it grants a depth of inner peace. Then from that place we can trust ourselves, we can trust others, and we can handle human inadequacies. What is not meant for you will miss you. We all have plans, we all have ideas of what will make us happy. We construct it all in our minds, but what we really don't know is how it will feel once we are in it. So maybe that dream job you are feeling down about not getting was going to be a nightmare for you. Maybe that perfect person was only perfect on paper. So maybe that opportunities was only going to be a distraction from something else that is trying to come into your awareness. Maybe it is all working out for you beautifully and in ways you can't put into words. So in perspectives that only became visible in retrospect. So don't force it all to happen the way you think it should. Don't end up somewhere that was trying to miss you simply because you were too intent on hustling your way into an ideal that might not even be good for you. So, do your work take inspired actions, be open to it unfolding better than expected, and allow what is meant to misuse take right on by. My child, know that the version of you that you have outgrow is the same version that you adapted into out of necessity. The version of you that you have outgrow is the same version that carried you. So that got you to this moment, and your unwillingness to part with them is in part due to their effectiveness. In the moments you most felt like you could not move on, as though you would not be able to put one foot in front of the next. So, as though everything was, this is also the version who is now holding you back, because the storm never passes when we only know how to live as though it is an ongoing, unending thing. And when life is most distinctly giving us the opportunity to open the windows and feel the sunlight on our faces, that version of us would be the one to run and hide, thinking that there could never be any goodness outside of their small but familiar confines. And yet, life keeps knocking. That is the miracle of it all. At the end of the day, no matter how much we want to dig our feet into the ground and resist the good, life keeps bringing the good. And so we arrive at a place where it becomes obvious that we will have to change in order to meet the moment most clearly. We will have to shift the way we think and feel and process. We will have to clear. We will have to acknowledge that we were operating within a fragment and not seeing the whole. Struggle is a difficult, draining experience, whether it is at your job, finances, kids, your relationship, family. No one chooses to struggle. So, but that is life. At this point, you have already gotten through so much, and you stronger, more capable, aware, compassionate of others, standing. So much has come from your experiences. Remember that when you are going through the next struggle, God is moved mountains before in your life. He will do it again. Let Him work, knowing He will get you through. Some parts of you may not have healed yet. Maybe you are going through season of change. Maybe you are not yet ready to trust life again. So it is okay, my friend. Do not be disheartened. It's okay if you are still learning to believe in better days. You don't have to know everything right now. Give yourself the gift of your love and kindness. Trust that even if here in this phase life does not make any sense, you are still going to make it through in your own time and pace. So, dear child, know that this next season promises to be all about fulfillment, allowing you to put anxiety to rest and amplify the feeling of light and easy. So, this is going to have a ripple effect on every corner of your life. You will more at peace, your relationship will enhance, your finances will elevate, and you will begin to allow as much as you can at this time. Try not to resist, invite what unfolds even if it feels uncomfortable. At first, have faith that this is a season of attainment. What you are asking life to give you is what life is waiting for you to give it. If you want compassion, be compassionate. If you want to be understood, be understanding. And if you want to go easier. And if you want to have a friend, be a friend. If you want to become a new kind of person, do as you imagine they would do until those behaviors feel more normal and preferable to you than not. And if you want to move miles beyond where you are right now, take it at inch at a time. When you reach towards what you actually want, you give life an offering. You send out a radio wave of willingness for a new experience to meet you. When you make space, life wants to fill it. When you outstretch your hand, life outstretches back. Where you see a vast and scary unknown, life sees a realm of infinite potential. So stay close to the things that inspire you, because those are the things that are trying to lead you into the self realization of all that you are actually. So listen to life's instructions. If it leaves, let it go. If you feel a nudge, follow it. If it feels true, trust it. If it's calling you and compelling you and feels overwhelmingly as though it is meant to be a part of your path and your story, believe it and make it so. It is kind of hard to believe new people when you have been broken once. It is kind of hard to love someone else when the one you once loved give you no reason to love again. It is hard, but it is not impossible, and that is what you need to tell yourself. That when a new person comes in front of you with a quiet twinkle in their eyes and a soft smile ready to take all your pain away, let them. People are not the same, and the love that broke you once will not break you again, because the one who is will give you that love will be different. Just remember that experiences are there to teach us valuable lessons, and it is not loving that you should be afraid of, it is giving your love to the wrong person. That is what the lesson should be. That is all you should be taking from heartbreak. So, passion and purpose is the heart of everyone's life. When you have a passion, it helps you in every aspect of your life. This is a message to find the passion inside your heart and take a leap of faith. Things are happening in your life for a reason. It is not meant to bring you down, but to get you stronger. Your passion will take you further when you start opening your heart to the love that you feel, and don't let anything or anyone stop you from manifesting your dreams. So, life lesson is a part of spiritual growth. Let go and release anything that does not serve a purpose in your life. This will make room for new opportunities and love to, and rekindle the passion in your love life. Follow your passion and listen to your intuition. So trust God to lead your path. He will give you peace and wisdom. Don't let negativity, fear, or doubt bring you down. Open yourself to love to attract the love that you need in your life. Be gentle with yourself. Take time if you need to regain your strength. If you feel disoriented or not connected to your physical body, spend time in nature. This is more important now than ever before. Also, drink a sufficient amount of water with a bit of lemon and a little salt so that you keep the water in your body to serve you properly. So, memory loss can take place during the period as we integrate high frequencies and the earth activities. Therefore, most of the information that bind us. Check everything twice during this period to ensure that you stay organized and fulfill your obligations even though the period is intense. So, returning to the awareness of the present moment is difficult. So, the focus is on that for this week. If your emotional reaction increase in various situations or you feel that your emotions are extinguished, know that this is also okay. What have you noticed in this period? So, dear God, Holy God, from whom all thoughts of truth and love and peace processed, and whose Son is rightly called the Prince of Peace, kindle in the hearts of all men the fire of longing for peaceful existence, so powerful that they may never long to do violence against another. Guide with pure wisdom those who guide the nations of the earth and the many factions who may find disagreement. That your kingdom may go forward in tranquility and goodness, free of hatred and hostility, until the earth is filled with knowledge of your love. In the name of Christ, I pray. Amen. Lord our God, we long to come into your light, to live in your strength, and that we may do what pleases you and furthers your kingdom on earth. Protect us from evil and do not let us be wounded by the flaming arrow of the evil one. Make a path for us whenever we do not know how to go forward. We always know you are our Father. Because you are our Father, we want to be courageous and preserve to the end so that you can make our lives bear fruit for you to the glory of your name. Amen. So, my child, know that discernment is key when deciding when to speak up and when to remain silent. Even when we feel compelled to voice our perspectives, it is essential to consider whether the other person is truly open to hearing our truth. Their receptiveness impacts whether a decision will be productive and valuable to our lives. Before expressing your viewpoint, pay close attention to the listener's verbal and non-verbal cues. Are they facing you, making eye contact, and actively listening, or do they seem closed off, dismissive, or defensive? An open, receptive listener is willing to understand your origin even if they don't entirely agree. But if someone seems rigid in their views, trying to convince them on the spot may lead to frustration or even aggression rather than mutual understanding. So, similarly, notice your own approach. Is your tone safe and inviting, or is it insisting and hostile? A conversation is a dance. One cannot be doing salsa while the other tries to waltz. These cases, staying silent and listening attentively may be the wiser choice. Seek first to understand their perspective without judgment. Thoughtful question and reflective listening help build rapport and model openness. So, potentially softening their defensiveness. When you sense space for openness on both sides, it is the time for thoughtful sharing of perspectives. Speak your truth in a measured way, remaining curious about their views. The goal is not always full agreement, but mutual understanding and expansion of each other's outlook. With disagreement, we can nurture fruitful discussion while conserving our energy. So, my child, know that. Today, you can surrender the task of searching outside of yourself and seek the answers within. The limiting beliefs ingrained in the system through your ancestral lineage and past lives are what has caused the pain and suffering from external situations. The battle is ending, and we are being asked to surrender to the Most High to unshackle with chains that have bound you in this lifetime. It is no longer yours to carry, beloved. The truth is, you have healed yourself enough, and now it's time to receive help from Spirit. Say yes to your team of light sent by God to intervene on your behalf, and now let go, rest, and receive. My child, know that the Archangel Michael can help you release lower and toxic energies such as fear and worry, so you can open yourself to experience love and connection with the purity of the angelic relief. Like him, be ready to battle in an instant as the Archangel Michael guide you to clear a path, unable to trust your inner se- thoughts, intuitive senses, ask the angels for assistance. The Archangel Michael helps you to connect with your own spirit and awaken to your intuitive senses of those spiritual experiences. Angelic numbers and sequences are all around you. Keep your eye open because the signs are everywhere. You must find passion and purpose in your own life by listening to your inner choice, voice, acknowledging any fear that you may about your future. Listen more to yourself, do your heart, and into your sense of knowing so you may walk vibrantly on the golden path with purpose. Remove any barriers that stops you and prevent you from hearing messages from your angels. My child, know that. I hope you find a love that is willing to make sacrifices, the type of person who will meet you halfway. I hope you find a love that is faithful. You look at them and you just know there is not anyone that can shake what you guys have. I hope you find a love that forgives you, the type of person who can see you make mistakes but also help you to learn from them. The type of person who understands you are not perfect but looks at you like you are the greatest thing that is ever happened to them, flaws and all. I hope you find a love that supports you. Someone who not only support your dream but wants to see you do well more than you do. I hope you find a love that will fight for you, someone who will always be in your corner. someone who will always choose you and the relationship you have. I hope you find someone who would anything to be with you. The type of person. I hope you find someone who heals you. I hope you find someone who teaches you that you did not deserve what happened to you in the past. I hope you find a love that appreciates you. I hope you find the type of love that never stops saying thank you, the type of love that even after a long time, they are still impressed by what you do for them, someone who truly value you for all you are and the person you make them. I hope you find a love that is your best friend and your loudest love. So, your biggest smile, your number one fan, your happiest memories, you deserve it. So, my child, know that. We all tend to deny our pain, sin, dysfunction, and needs, but when we do, we are actually resisting God's grace. As the prophet Jeremiah pointed out, you can heal a wound by saying it is not there. So, if we want to experience God's grace, healing, and fullness of life, we first need to let ourselves feel our brokenness, see our sin, and acknowledge our needs. David teaches us to join the Lord in this discovery process by praying, "Search me, O God, and know my heart, test me and know my iniquitous thoughts. See if there is any offensive way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting." So this Spirit's work in us is designed to open our hearts deeper in our relationship with God as Abba and Jesus as Lord, to help us know that God is present with us, caring for us and teaching us. The Holy Spirit is deep inside us, helping us with our weakness, praying for us, and forming the prayers of our hearts to help us learn about ourselves and our relationship with God and to grow. As we bring our whole self, including our sin, brokenness, needs, emotions, personality, into relationship with Jesus and His people, we will be made increasingly whole. So the spiritual man speaks to the natural man through the language of desire. The key to progress in life and to the fulfillment of dreams lies in ready obedience to its voice. Unhesitating obedience to its voice is an immediate absorption of the wish fulfilled. To desire a state is to have it. So there is no form in nature which is not produced by and sustained by some imaginal activity. Therefore, any change in the imaginable activity must result in a corresponding change in form. To imagine a substitute image for unwanted or defective content is to create it. If only we persist in our ideal imaginable activity and do not let lesser satisfaction suffice, ours shall be the victory. So, my child, know that. The messages are telling me that something, a phase, old living place, or some significant phase has come to end and it's done and dusted. So you are sad, confused, still trying to observe whatever has happened. The messages are telling that it's the time for you to accept it. So some of you could be all geared up to create something new immediately or take revenge or I will show them mood. The message here is to understand that whatever did not work out or disappointed you was not good enough for you. So your dreams and desires for more than that what is gone, and you deserve all that. So accept it and heal. Give yourself some time to reflect and be kind to yourself. This is soon going to be gone forever from your life. You are so much more than what you know. So start moving in your new direction, because the place where you would be going is the one for you. So every hurries come to end, and yours are ending now or in new future. You never belonged to this old person or place. It was a war zone for you. You have won it, so keep moving like a winner and don't bother about the revenge. Your happiness is best revenge. So your angels or higher powers are with you and you are being watched. So my child, know that. Raising your vibration has profound effects not only for you but for the entire planet. We can do this by taking care of our mind, body, and soul and aligning with love. Especially the love for self, which is the most valuable and often most challenging lesson for many light workers. However, every step on your healing journey, you are that much closer to removing blocks and barriers to love which are keeping you from true vibrational alignment. We raises our vibration rapidly when we come into a state of appreciation for all that is and give thanks for all the miracles coming into our lives. Being happy now for what is, but feel what is coming as if we already have it. Notice that feeling and feel that throughout the day while releasing the resistance by only thinking about what we feel and have now. Act as if it is yours. So don't focus on the lack. This is why many people have difficulty manifesting. They focus on what is missing, which tells the universe we are attracting lack. We are unable to manifest at this level as it is not in alignment with what we desire. And when we are happy, no matter what the external situation is, we feel miracles coming and are thankful now for what is ours now. And this is the secret to attracting what we desire into our lives. So, dear child, know that. Your divine feminine wants you to know that it is you that they want, even if they have tried to move on and date others. All it did was highlight that they were not you and that you were all they wanted. And for those who did not date others, it was because they did not see the point. When they did not want anyone else, they still want you, they love you, and they want a future with you. So, your divine feminine is getting stronger as each day passes. She is building her life, creating her dreams, and she has been learning to be strong and independent. She has been dealing with the pain she has been through and knows how strong she is. And you will not find her clingy or needy. She transformed beyond this. She can do things for herself and is strong in her own power. But does not mean she does not want you. She wants an equal partnership, one where you are both strong enough in yourself to allow the partnership to grow and develop without losing yourself or succumbing to fears. Whether you realize it or not, you have come across as cold to your divine feminine at a times and they don't understand it. Especially if you have ventured into others' relationship yourself, your divine feminine asks, why are you cold towards me? All I am trying to do is love you, and maybe you did not understand it yourself. Maybe the intensity of your feelings made you clean up in fear, but your divine feminine wants to understand and she wants to know whether deep down you feel the same about her as she feels for you. So she wonders whether this was just one sided and that you were never really interested in the same way. It is up to you to let her know that this was not unrequited love, that you do feel the same, and if you let her know that this love is real. Open up and allow yourself to be vulnerable, and you could magically transform this connection with your divine feminine. Dear souls, know. It has nothing to do with complex physical posture. It is surprisingly simple and practical definition equanimity of mind during performance of action. The equanimity that enables us to accept all circumstances with serenity is so praiseworthy that Sri Krishna calls it yoga, or union with the Supreme. When we understand that the effort is in our hands, not the results, we then concern ourselves only with doing our duty. The results are for the pleasure of God, and so we decide to dedicate them to Him. And if the results are not to our expectations, we calmly accept them as the will of God. In this way, we are able to accept fame and infamy, success and failures, pleasure and pain as God's will. And when we learn to embrace both equally, we develop the equanimity that Sri Krishna talks about. Considered a mother who takes care of her 5-year-old child. She gets extremely attached to the child and develops lot of expectations. My child will take care of me when it grows up, will become a doctor, etc. If those things don't happen, she will generate lots of sorrow for herself. But in many things, taking care of child will not be attached to the child. She will perform her Sarvadharma by taking good care of the child. However, she will have zero expectations from the child, and therefore she will be able to maintain equanimity in action. And the only difference between the mother and the nanny is their attitude. One is attached and one is unattached. We have to get right ourselves of all expectations and worries about the future as well as memories of the past. So, if we eliminate constant thinking about past and future, we can channel all that energy into the present moment and into executing the task at hand. So So, my child, know that your patience will be rewarded as well as bring the stability in the near future. You are a strong person with the strong abilities within you and all the obstacles you are going through. So you will be easily stand the test at all the time. You need to allow the love flow deep within you without any fears and ego. Most of you are wishing for a true love. This true message come up today to reassure that you will finding the love you are meant to be, and if you have not, there might be someone who has eyes on you already, despite whatever happened in the past or going on. This connection is what belongs to you, and this is not only about status, but it is so much more than what it's look alike. So both of you are learning from each other a lot. There is no second thought doubt the connection, and you are going through is a divine counterpart connection. The spirit is asking you to trust the progress because the celebration is around the corner. When it comes to work, you are guided to try find the balance between your work personal life. And there is some sort of planning that needs the action to be made here as it will bring so much stability in your career expect. If you have had some sort of problem or rough patch at work, the three of cups is here to tell you soon you will be able to find the solution with the satisfying result. So for now, you are guided to be patient with yourself and the situation because I see you will hit the milestone in your work and financial. It will all going well. I am also seeing someone is about to launch a project or new business and it will goes well too. So, divine feminine, you may be faced with a fork in the road. You may have been be given an opportunity that you dream about a long time ago. Now that it has come forward, you may be hit with fear. So, you know deep down inside the direction to move towards, and with all the work you have done, you are not allowing fear to hold you back. You intuitively know this is a blessing. The more you feel into this path, you start to notice where you are currently and does not feel aligned. The divine wants you to trust and take things now. There is no need to rush things now. The divine wants you to allow yourself to move with the flow of life and be patient. So, in this time, there is no need to do anything. Timing is at play, and when everything is designed to line up, it will have a faith even in the uncomfortable you are growing. So, my child, know that. What can happen to many is feeling of not being grounded this week. That can also be reflected on the physical body. And if you feel an intense flow of energy or even pain in some part of the body. So, what the galactic beings transmitted to me is that we are integrating a lot of information that we are now absorbing faster than it happened in the previous periods of integration of high frequency solar energies interacting with the earth. So, our body also accelerated this process for the first time. Be gentle with yourself, take time if you need to again your strength. If you feel disoriented or not connected to your physical body, spend time in nature. This is more important now than ever before. So, also drink a sufficient amount of water with a bit of lemon and a little salt so that you keep the water in your body to serve you properly. So, memory loss can take place during this period as we integrate high frequencies and the earth activates, therefore, most of the information that binds us to the old paradigm will not remain with us. Check everything twice during this period to ensure that you stay organized and fulfill your obligations even though the period is intense. So, my child, know that. I'm still learning how to forgive without receiving apologies. I'm still learning how to choose peace even when I'm in love with him and he keeps hurting me. Sometimes love looks like letting go, and finally, I'm no longer forcing things. The hardest part about forgiving others is that you know they will never realize that you were hurting. Maybe they know that you were hurting, but they will never be able to own their mistake. I'm working on accepting that I hurt myself while loving so many people because I put myself behind and run after their dreams only to realize that when I loved alone. So I'm tired of apologizing for being too much. So if I'm too ambitious, I hope they find someone easy. And if I'm too much, they can go find less. I have spent so much time trying to fit in spaces that were not meant for me. I have broken myself trying to fix others. I'm still learning how to be myself even when my voice is shaky and my heart is wrapped up in uncertainty. I'm still learning how to love myself even when no one is proud of who I am. You will always be too much for the wrong one. Your love will never be adequate. They will always find things about you to talk about. So, if you are too full of love, let them go. Let them find love in half and empty promises. So, I'm not much for small talk, but I try my best to mask when I'm feeling so. You don't see me whitering on the inside. I'm not the best at most things in life, but I will try to keep up the facade that I'm doing just fine. I'm not the best at making friends like I used to be. I remember being the life of the party these days. I find myself more alone than in company. I guess I'm afraid of people hurting me, and I guess I'm afraid of the scars they will inevitably leave. I'm afraid that I will mean nothing to them when they mean everything to me. I'm not the best at anything, but I will make that confession I used to radiate sunlight. Now I find myself mourning over what could have been. Now I question every one of my decisions and wonder. And if I will ever find my purpose all the time, I wonder if I will ever find it contentment. So I can feel them waiting for my downfall, the voices, the doubt that endlessly plague me so. I still can hear anyone who ever told me no. Their brutal blows are etched onto my skin. They thunder my mind in the middle of the night. Sometimes I believe they are right. Maybe my dream was never mine to keep. Maybe it was for someone else entirely. Maybe I was never can't to be somebody. Maybe my words, I mean nothing. Maybe it was all in my head. Maybe it was purely my imagination. And will I always be wondering what could be if I don't keep going? My child know that. You have changed, you have grown, you have healed even when it feels like nothing has progressed the way you expected it to you. You look at yourself differently, you act differently, something has shifted. Maybe many something is has shifted. It might seem uncertain right now. Maybe you feel a little lost, a little unmoved, a little unsettled. That is because you are stretching into a new version of yourself. You are going somewhere you have not gone yet. And trust in that, trust that you have come so far. You may not have a sense of what is next, but you know yourself better now. You have gone to the depth of yourself. You have got you this time. Don't worry too much. Let yourself low, let yourself gently become the next iteration of yourself. Be proud of you. This has not been easy, but now you know the strength of your resilience, the depth of your courage, and that is worth everything. There is a false belief that if we are not hard on ourselves, that is giving up. There is a sort of fear of self love that is will make us lazy or too soft, and this is rooted in the belief that our output and productivity is our only value in society. So, the more withhold our own love, thinking we must earn it, and the less connected we became to our gentleness and joy and calm and satisfaction and contentment. But it is a myth. Our own love will not lead us down harmful path. Our own love is the power. Our own love will be so catalyzing. It has us showing up for ourselves in a ways that we could never expect. Our own love will make us gentle and maybe it will make us soft, but it is only a broken society that tell us those things are not valuable. To be closed down and robotic is easy, to be soft is difficult. It takes courage and strength to be gentle in a culture that wants us to be machines with no needs, and what a revelation to stay open to growth, to feel our feelings, to love ourselves in a world that make it so hardest is the work, and that is the work that has the most value. So my child, know that. I hope you have the courage to choose yourself over and over. I hope you have the courage to move forward, not backwards, to choose growth, our comfort, to choose possibility over the past. I hope you know how worthy you are of everything you ever wanted, even if an unkind hurt has led you to believe otherwise. I hope you wake up each day feeling hopeful and encouraged, knowing that you are so capable of every single thing you want to do, big or small. I hope you remember to think beyond your comfort zone from time to time and never forget the importance of growth. I hope you remember that progression is not always easy, and sometimes the things that scare you will actually get you a lot closer to where you want to be, and that you are worthy of success and deserve all the trumps you have worked so hard for, and all beautiful things coming your way. Sometimes life feels like a cruel game. Everywhere you look, negativity seems to prevail. The big person at the top does not care for the struggling people at the bottom, and there is terrible news whenever you turn on the TV or scroll on social media. But the day you realize you don't have to participate is a losing game, you will start experiencing freedom. Focus on what you can control. Mastering your mind, body, and energy is plenty of responsibility for one lifetime. And when you do, love and positive influence can flow from you, ultimately spending more time being intentional with your words, thoughts, feeling, and actions is the most effective way to maintain inner peace and impact the world. And you can't put any dollar amount on being one with yourself. Internal peace is invaluable and untouchable. Instead of exhausting yourself by trying to keep up with trends, disregarding your value to make more money. Stepping on others to get to the top, or in any way ignoring your initiate moral compass, pointing towards love, choose truth, and peace, the eternal conflict that arises from playing the world's game. Mistake, it's impossible to face the person in the mirror, and at the end of the day, all you have is yourself. We all have to confront our decisions. Eventually, the day of judgment between you and your conscience can be one of eternal bliss or dreadful self condemnation. Give yourself the gift of good sleep by ensuring your energy was well spent, knowing you tried your best to live in alignment with what you deem good, honest, and true. When your actions match your values and principles, you cultivate a steadfast spirit that is not swayed by external forces. Amidst the noise and chaos of life, let your clear conscience be your guiding light. It illuminates a path towards a life of fulfillment, purpose, peace, and genuine happiness. My child, know that when describing intuition, many will draw on idea about gut feelings resulting from your soul whispering advice to you, but psychologists recognize intuition as a non-analytical thought process that happens mostly without our awareness, and intuition is an innate ability to piece together snippets of information and emotional impression to form a gut feeling about something or someone. It is the process of coming to a conclusion without realizing how you got there. So let me ask you, how many times has your intuition, your calm sense of knowing uninhibited by trauma. So, being correct, I'm guessing it is often, and if not all the time. It is strange how we can accurately sense things without much information in our awareness at all. For example, we can walk into a room and catch on to someone's hostility or their lack of honesty while conversing. Perhaps we can read subtle signs like body cues or receive clarity through our perception of someone's overall energy. Our intuition can serve us well by keeping us aligned to our goals, protecting us from harm, and indicating whether someone is a good match for the direction we wish to travel. So, furthermore, our gut can often let us know what our values and boundaries look alike, thus providing clarity. Trusting your intuition is an act of self care, and ignoring it is an act of self betrayal. However, it is essential to know if it really is your intuition speaking to you. Or it is your trauma, emotional pain, the law of polarity helps us define two poles on the same continue through contrast. Duality is an aspect of the physical linear realm and it helps us navigate the world, although we might not be able to define where the temperature hot starts or ends. We understood that it feels like because we have come to know what cold is similarly because we know what authenticity, loyalty, and light look and feel like. We can also sense when the opposite is apparent. When the signals are there, it is okay to step away to protect your time, energy, and well being. So, my child, know that. If you think it is not enough, I encourage you to look at the simple, small movements you trump today: getting out of bed, showing up for work, making coffee, cooking a simple meal, taking a shower, stretching your limbs, and even a 5-minute walk around your home. And this may all seem small and insignificant, but small is we understand what it feels like because we have come to know what cold is. Similarly, because we know both authenticity, loyalty, and light look and feel alike, we can also sense when the opposite is apparent. When the signals are there, it is okay to step away to protect your time, energy, and well being. Exactly what I mean when I say it is enough. You might be stressed yet you show up for work. You might be drained yet you get out of bed. You might be unmotivated yet you cook a meal. Your body might be sore yet you have remembered. You might prefer a hot shower in the morning, yet you push yourself to take a cold one. See what I mean? It is not just the act that matters, it is also how to feel. It's not easy to show up for work when you are stressed. It is not easy to get out of bed when you are drained. It is not easy to cook a meal when you are unmotivated. So don't say it is not enough. It is brave enough to keep on living after all the pain that you have already felt. It is brave enough to show up today, even when yesterday felt like it pushed you down hard. So if you think your heart is weak, think again. because it is so much stronger than you expected, and the fact you are here now is proof of that. Go on then, because you are enough as you are, and nothing should stop you from chasing after what it is you love, what it is you dream of. Get lost in the process of finding it, because you deserve that much to have what truly fulfills you, to own what you love most. This life is yours, and I'm going to tell you that as many times as it takes. So go on then. Start chasing after yourself before it is too late, because at the end of the day, and no matter what the world says, no one can stop you from building the life you want. So, my child, know that. You just know you would have been friends if you meet when you were little kids. You have said the Farahs, we should definitely start a podcast out loud. You sincerely believe people would listen to sad podcast if you two actually pursue it. So you can enjoy comfortable silence together. They are someone you trust to hold your joy. There are someone you trust to watch your dog. There are someone you trust to help you navigate the aftermath of a broken heart. So you feel fiercely proactive of one another. You recognize their eyes from a past life. You can give them the look at a party if someone is being sketchy, and they will know exactly what you are saying, and they see right through you when you say. So I'm fine. You basically have the same TikTok algorithm. They are one of the first people you want to share your good news with. And your shitty news and your boring news errands are more fun when they are hiding shotgun and you can laugh after a fight. They are your outfit approver, text ghostwriter, and hyper person. You can talk about the heavy things and the lighter things in a single conversation. Time passes, things change, but your love for each other only grows stronger. So, my child, know that. I think it takes a lot of courage to show up kindly in a world that is not always kind back. I think it takes a lot of bravery to keep trying even when you don't quite see the results of that effort. Yet, I think it takes a lot of humility to strive to right wrongs even when it is you that was wronged. And I know it and can tiring at times, but one day you will look around a room and what you will be surrounded by is people who are kind, people who have done you right, and those who have never stopped trying to make an effort. For all you have done right despite the wrong, it is your goodness everyone will see. They often say you became like the five people you spend the most time with. It is the conversation you shared, the time you spend together. So when you choose those five people, make sure they are kind in both their action and words. So when you choose those five people, make sure they see your goodness and bring out your best. So when you choose those five people, make sure they believe in you and are rooting for every bit of success like you do theirs. If you get to only choose five people, make sure they are ones who choose you to without hesitation or doubt and fill you with unconditional love. So I think we are all really quick to judge the choices the others, especially if they are something we would not perceive as a good or healthy choice. But if we realize the choices everyone makes come down to either a place of happiness or pain, maybe we would look like lenses that are a little less judgmental. It requires one to address pain head on, face it, and move forward when someone is not at a place mentally, emotionally, and therefore physically not able to do that. The choices they make will be ones that reflect trying to escape that pain, and when someone is trying to escape the pain, they feel it will look like a bunch of unhealthy habits and choices you might not. But if you reserve that from the inside looking out, what you would realize is there is a person there separately trying to heal and unable to do so in that moment, so they are doing the best that you know how. So the next time you look at someone making a choice you might not understand, seek to understand, then choose the love they probably need most. When someone is uncomfortable with themselves, when someone is insecure, when someone is struggling eternally, but not a place of maturity to get to the root of their problems, they will look at anyone who has what they have as a threat. When someone does not like themselves, what will be reflected are their insecurities projected onto those around them. These people will show the world's unkindness, gossip, and negativity, all while trying to make it seem like you are the problem, not them. These people will be the last to take accountability of their action because in their mind they are not doing anything wrong. These people will be the first to judge and point at others and the last to do towards themselves. These people will be the loudest one who want everyone's attention, but what they are saying is not something that adds value or substance to those around them. They would not listen. These people are the ones who strive to show their best life but are not doing the work internally to actually live it. Because anyone who is they are secure in who they are lift others up instead of tearing them down. They don't have anything to prove anyone. These people are the ones who listen more than you speak. These people will be the first to apologize and look towards what they can learn from their mistakes so it does not happen again. These are the people who are constantly trying to improve. They talk less about others and more about ideas, striving to inspire others and together towards creating a better world. So, my child, know that our action cannot save us, our words cannot save us, we can only be saved through the grace of Jesus, but our work show that we are saved. Work show what Jesus has done for us. Work hard to show that because we are saved because of Jesus, we strive to do good. Don't continue on in the same way that you were before you were saved, because Jesus changes us. We became new creation of Jesus. Jesus changes our lives for the better. He gives us life. Without him, he cannot be saved. Our works cannot save us. Don't let your light for Jesus be hidden. Let your light shine for Jesus. Be a light for Jesus and spread the good news. Spread the joy of the Lord. You are the light of the world. A city on a cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a basket. Instead, they set it on a stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before men, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Matthew. Rejoice, be fully of joy. We know Jesus. We are so incredibly blessed to know Jesus and believe in Him. There are so many who are lost, who don't know Jesus. Show them the joy of the Lord and rejoice because you know Jesus. Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I will say rejoice. Don't worry about anything, but instead pray to God and tell Him what you need. Thank Him for what He has done for you. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made them to God, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and joy minds in Christ Jesus. Think about good things. Put your thoughts and good, honorable, right, pure, and lovely. Finally, brother, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. Praise God in every situation through all the trial and tribulation. Praise God, Paul was in jail, but he was still joyful. He still rejoiced. He praised God. Not only that, but we rejoice in our sufferings, knowing that suffering produces endurance. I can do all things through God who strengthens me. If God calls you to something, you can do it. There is nothing impossible for God. He strengthens us through Him. We can do His will, can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. My dear child, you will not get some of things even if you believe you will get. But that does not mean that your faith in me is a waste, but it means that through your faith I will give you much more better things that you deserve more than your expectations. And when Lazarus' sister sent a message to my son about their brother's sickness, They believed that I can hear him. But I did not allow my son to go there when he received the message because I had planned to do more than they expected from me to do. And even after Lazarus died, Maratha believed that I will still give whatever they asked to me, and they expected me to do healing. But I raised him from dead, and in the same way in your life, you believe whatever you ask in prayer and you will get. The prayers may be for a job, for a life partner, for a healing, or for something else. But even if you don't get what you are asking, do not worry about it, but keep hold on believing in me, because even if you did not get what you asked me, through your faith in me, I can give you much more better things than your expectations. Did not you know that if you believe, you will see my glory? And if you believe, surely you will see my glory in your life. So believe in me. My child, know that I can give you the miracle through your faith in me by amazing the people who thought the miracles will never ever happen in your life. You know about the miracles that had happened in the life of Shadrach, Messiah, and Abednego. And when they were thrown into the burning fiery furnace, they believed in me. They believed that I would come to rescue them through their faith in me. I rescued them and showed the greatest miracle by saving them in front of the people who thought they would die. And after that, I made them a blessing, and through their life, all other people got to know about me and worshiped and praised me. And in the same way, even in your life, I can still do the miracle in your life if you have faith in me through your circumstance by amazing the people who thought you will never come out of it. And also through that miracle, I will make you a blessing for them, and then they will know that I am still the living God. And also they will know I can do everything, and they will realize nothing is impossible for me. And if they believe in me, for all that what you need is faith in me. So my child, know that. Go for it, take that chance you have always wanted to take. Dive head first into something that scars you, because if you don't, you will always wonder, what if? So let go of that voice in your head and that always want you to play it safe. It's time to break through those layers of fear you built to avoid trying new things and step all the way out of your comfort zone. So unplug your ear and tune into the sounds of a new chapter unfolding. Open your eyes and start noticing the cues of a new beginning. The signs are all there. You just have to look, listen, and feel for them. Trust your process, and the universe wants you to win. Take a time to consider all your options. Choose the one that feels and pulls you out of your comfort zone. And as you unlock the treasures and gifts stored inside of you, not only will you be transformed, but also everything around you will be upgraded. So, as a co creator with Spirit, you have that kind of influence. By stepping into your power, you can have a tremendous positive impact. You are not here by accident, my child. You are a divine spiritual being of purpose. You have an assignment and you have people assigned to you, but until you commit to yourself, you can't commit to them. Today, remember that in order to go higher, you must go deeper, and the way up is down. Like mining for gold, your treasures and gifts are deep and must be excavated. New doors are opening for you. Don't hesitate to walk through them. Everything that you have fought through in your life has prepared you for this new season of abundance. Thankful, grateful, blessed in always, always. Shout out to the universe for everything, literally. So, my child, know that when the weight of the world feels heavy upon your shoulders, remember that you were never meant to bear it alone. I am your refuge, your strength, and your ever present help in times of trouble. Cast your worries and anxieties upon me and find comfort in my peace that surpasses all understanding. I am your refuge, your strength, and your ever present help. In times of trouble, cast your worries, anxieties upon me, and find comfort in my peace that surpasses all understanding. Worrying about how and when you will reach your destination only brings displeasure on the path. Just put your desires out there and keep navigating forward, and it is not your job to burden yourself with how it will happen. Focus instead on the blessings happening. Trust all things are working in your favor and enjoy the unfolding. So, my child, know that. Do not let the difficult parts of your life harden your heart. Be gentle with yourself, be loving and kind. Remember, there is so much more to your life than what you had to leave behind. Be hopeful and brave and see how every obstacle you face on this journey have somehow made you strong along the way. So even here, if doubt still creep into your mind, remind your worried self that it is okay to feel this way and it is okay to take your time. So even here, if doubts still creep into your mind, remind your worried self that it is okay to feel this way and it is okay to take your time. Your bad days are not final, your difficult days are not meant to stay. Falling downs do not mean you will never be able to get up again. Please do not give up on your life just because some parts of it are difficult right now. Hold on to yourself through this phase. So have a hope for better days. You will rise through it and you will find your strength. So it is okay if you need a little more kindness and love to go through these days, and you do not have to pretend to be strong when all you feel inside yourself is pain. You are not perfect, and you are not supposed to have answer to all the difficulties you face. And when all your struggles and pain do not make any sense, remember every season of life teaches you something, and maybe this season you will learn how to learn more into yourself. So, my child, know that it will all happen exactly when it is meant to happen, and everything taking place is by divine order, and this means you have nothing to stress about, fear, or worry over. Create as if you have already obtained, and what it is you seek exists in the vibration of already being the person you dream of becoming. Let Source, the infinite intelligence that is the universe, do the rest of the work for you, and as above, so below. When we believe before we see, miracles manifest. It is only you against yourself. All you have ever experienced is your own energy, and there is no opposing force. You generate the illusion of an opposing force. Everything is subjective to you, everything responds to you because it is your reality. There are no limitations except the ones you choose to project, so stop getting in your own way. All you will ever experience is your energy being reflected to you, and it is impossible to experience someone close or something else energy. All the bad circumstances you ever experienced were just a mirror showing you who you are on a deeper level, showing you your beliefs, assumptions, and expectations. So, my child, know that you get to choose how to view your past pain, you get to choose what to do with it, you get to decide how long you want it to live in you, and how to deal with it when it pays a visit. You get to choose whether you want to find your silver lining or search for reasons why you endure what you did to no end. Only you get to elect yourself as the hero or the victim. Only you can decide whether you want your pain slowly and etchingly grow away at you, or gloriously and graciously grow you. Only you can allow your suffering to either pull you down or rise you to a new level. You get to decide whether you want your pain to feel like it has ended your life or given you the gift of starting a new and hopeful chapter. So don't be afraid to give it your all, and no, giving it your all does not always mean everything you do will work out perfectly or the way you expect it should, but it does mean you will get more things right than you would have if you did not. You should not aim for perfection. You are better than that. So give it your all and test what works for you and what does not. The goal is not to have everything, it is to create a life that works with you and matters to you. So, my child, know that everything happens for a reason. Some things may not make sense for you right now, but soon it will, and you will be able to see the bigger picture. Trust your own inner voice. Don't let outside world influence your decisions, because at the end of the day, no matter how loving and caring people around are, they are not going to live your life. You are the one who is going to live with decisions you make today, and no one knows how you feel inside better than you do. And while your family, friends may want the best for you and may try to protect you, that does not mean they are always right, and that does not mean they know it better than you do. You have to trust yourself and your intuition. I know all this firsthand from my personal experience, and I can assure you that if I listened to all opinions and advices I received along the way, I would not be living my life purpose, and I would not feel so free to do whatever it is I want to do. So, learning valuable lessons from others is important, but nothing is as important as learning how to trust yourself and your voice. So, if you value growth, opportunities, personal freedom, and you are not afraid of taking risks, then draw value about that new path in your life you are being guided to take, but deep inside you know that it is the right one. Then celebrate your fear, embrace it, and it is your identification of growth. Change can be very exhausting because you are moving away from your comfort into the unknown. You are literally changing yourself. Trust synchronicity in your life. Nothing happens by a chance. You cannot lose anything that is meant for you, and when people or experience no longer vibrate in resonance with you, they would naturally fall away from your life. It can all happen gracefully when you learn to let go when your intuition tells you. And I know it might seem scary or difficult to let go, but want to know what is really difficult? Trying to force something to work that is no longer in resonance. The longer we force, the more challenging and painful it gets. Remember, when you let go, you will create space, and before you know it, something even better will fill that space. Trust that. Allow yourself to let go when you know it's time, and trust that something even greater than you can imagine is on its way to you. So, my child, know that. To manifest the best, you gotta stop giving energy to the worst case scenario. We tend to drain all our energy preparing for the roast when we take the habit of our fears. And it is one thing to be aware of the problems and having a solution oriented mindset, but it's completely another thing to allow your fears to possess you and drive your life. Don't ever miss the best in now in the fear of preparing for the roast in the future. And every moment you are shifting your reality, choose love over fear. Don't allow the fear to become your motivation in life. Live with inspiration, live from the heart and soul. Focus all your energy on manifesting the best and let the universe take care of the worst case. Don't let the fear win, choose love. You drop the desperation, you drop the need. The way you are pursuing your goals now is different than any other point in your life and the past. You needed to establish a foundation which comes with a ton of resistance. Now you are exploring all the different paths to abundance. You are doing it openly with joy and excitement. The energy shifted, and so have your result. This is a new day, a new chapter, a new way, and you are moving from a space of inner alignment. Sometimes you need to focus on the small battles first, like peeling off your duvet and getting out of bed, like letting loose the tangled mess of your hair and getting rid of one knot at a time. Like going to the grocery store to grab not just ice cream but some fruit and veggies too, like cooking for yourself, like putting your clothes in the laundry and getting in the shower one day at a time. Sometimes you need to ignore other people's progress and focus on your one step, like meeting up with a friend over coffee, like applying to a new job that you or booking that holiday, like smiling at your reflection in the mirror and getting dressed even if you are not getting to step out. Like stepping out anyway to get some fresh air, to browse around the alleys of shops and cafes that used to make you happy, and like molding back into your old life but as a new you. It is not about jumping head first into your healing. It's about the tiny actions each day that brings you closer to feeling warm again. It is not about waking up one morning and feeling miraculously healed. It is about moving forward step by step as gently as you can. It's about letting your heart heal as softly as it can and the way it should. That is what it's about. That is what it's about. So, my child, know that. You are dealing with the barriers of doubt and fears, but not the mountain that is in front of you. You are feeling overwhelmed not because you are not strong enough, but because you have been through so much. Just like a mountain, doubt and fear have always been there, but you can move them away. You have the ability to handle challenges. You have the strength to get hard things done. You have the potential to make miracles happen. Nothing can stop you because you are limitless. You have come so far, you have finished many difficult missions, and you have gone through some intense trials, and you are still here. Not only can you climb up there, but you can move mountains. You are capable of anything you set your mind to. You are full of endless possibilities. You are more magnificent than any mountain. What you can achieve is boundless. Do it for yourself, and you are something worth fighting for. The only person who can motivate you is yourself. You were meant to be your own inspiration. You were given this mountain to show yourself that you can make the impossible to possible. My child, know that. Take a step back today and consider all the options available to you. There are several different directions you can take to get the next dimensions. But there is only one that is best suited to manifest your heart's desire. The best option to take will be the one that scares you the most. It is the one that requires you to go a little deeper than you have ever gone before. Your mind may tell you it's not a good idea and bring up all the reasons why it would not work, but check your heart intuitively if it feels right. It is right. Say yes to the option that will allow you to grow more into your brilliance. No more spreading the fence, no more half commitments. Go forth with boldness, become what you believe. So, my child, know that. I know that your heart has been shattered into a million little pieces at the hands of others, and how aware that makes you feel to fall deeply for someone again. I know how vulnerable that makes your heart feel and the anxiety that comes along with that. I know that it's easier to put your walls back up and block love out because it is the most reliable way to ensure your hearts would not ever be at risk of being so badly broken again. I know that is the easiest way because I have been there too. But I promise you this one thing, nothing grows in that state. Nothing grows when you close yourself off to the opportunity of loving again. And this is because when you close your heart, you are also closing down on yourself. You are closing down on who you really are. You are letting yourself slip further and further away from your true self and what makes you feel like you. And I know you love to love, so why are you talking that away from yourself? I promise you that not everybody you encounter is going to grab your heart so disrespectfully. I promise you that there are people out there who will take your heart so lovingly and count their blessings each day that they have the chance to hold it. I wish you could see just how worthy you are of good things, of genuine love, of deep connections, of happiness. I wish you could escape your mind for just one moment and see everything you deserve. Because once you see it, once you feel it, you can deny that it is real. You are worth so much more than the way you have been made to feel in the past. And your past experience do not define your future, your ability to be loved the right way, to be loved at all. I hope you find it in yourself to open up your heart again. Just a little more each day and let a little bit of love back in. I hope that is doing so you begin to see all the things that are meant for you, finding their way to you, and I hope you acknowledge that you are worthy of it all. You will remain a slave of your mind, and if you keep identifying with every single thought or occurrence in life. And if you realize that you are not the opinions projection or expectations of others, or even the limited conditioning of your older self, navigating through the rough times will become very effortless for you, because you are no longer attaching or holding on to anything. When you are sovereign, you remain untouched and centered in your alignment, because the only thing you take seriously is the guidance of your higher self. My child, know that. And the really hard days, when it takes everything inside yourself just to affirm that you are enough, remember what it took to get here. Remember the times when you did not want to admit it to anyone. But there was the small voice in your head that said, maybe this is not worth it, maybe I can't keep going, maybe I'm strong enough. And remember that still you found something inside yourself to make it through another day. And another, and you have made it through every impossible day you have ever lived. And can't you see, you are trying to convince yourself that you are enough, when actually you are this incredible and fight warrior. So you are a powerhouse, the energy of the entire universe flow inside you. You are courageous and passionate and stunning, and such a gift to everyone who has the honor of knowing you. Your kindness, your empathy, your light, your love, all of it is a big and grand and extraordinary and so much more than just enough. So please, when you are trying to convince yourself that you are enough, remember who you are. Remember the path you have traveled. Remember the stubborn and resilient start that beats inside you. Remember, still you are so much more. My child, know that. You are enough even when you don't feel like it, even on your darkest days. You know, the ones when you don't even feel like getting out of bed. You are enough on those days too. You are enough when your heart has been hurt by someone you love and care about. You know those days when you stand in front of the mirror and don't feel like yourself. You are enough to those days too. When you are exhausted, run off your feet, and did not finish everything you needed to that day, you are enough then too. You are enough. You always are, and you always have been. Be kind to yourself today and always. It's all about growth and becoming better spiritually, mentally, physically. Happiness is simply attainable and impossible if we are stuck. And when we are aligned, we are able to experience so much more joy in each and every moment. And feeling joyful in the present is the best drop, if you agree. My child, know that the feeling of missing someone can be really heavy, like a weight in your chest. People say that being apart can make you love someone even more, but sometimes it is not like that. Sometimes being away from someone just makes you realize that you can actually live without them. You know, it's like a puzzle piece missing from your life. And the thing they used to do, the moments you share, they feel empty now. And instead of growing closer, the distance between you seems to stretch, and it's like the bond you thought would get stronger became fragile, and it hurts, you know. It's painful to accept that being apart does not always make your feelings stronger. Instead, it's a tough lesson all about how links can change. The laugh, the talk, they echo in your mind, and it's like a reminder that things are different now, but amidst it, the sadness, you always realize your own strength. You learn to stand on your own, to keep going even when a part of your world is missing. It's a tough truth to face, that sometimes distance does not make your heart grow fonder. Instead, it teaches you that you are capable of living apart, of carrying on even when someone who was once so important is no longer there. And is not it beautiful that the people that are currently in your life right now are there because your paths are perfectly aligned together? The fact that you did not know of them in the past and now they are subtly resting in your life. The fact that the world is huge but they ended up at your doorstep on an ordinary day. And is not it beautiful that the person you and they are today is the reason your paths aligned? The fact that every little choice, decision, event, experience, feeling, thought, and action lead them to enter your life. I find it beautiful that anyone in your life right now is quite literally meant to be there for whatever reason. It's not random, and neither is it a coincidence. I think this is what makes some people presence in our lives so special, because there was something about our lives that aligned with their, causing us to correct. So my child, know that somewhere that starting to change yourself and your action is like planting a seed. The seed starts growing roots in the ground and blossoming into a beautiful flower or tree, expanding. It's just as you expand yours. It's all starts with that first step, planting the seed, changing yourself and your everyday actions that may be keeping you stuck, doing more of the things you enjoy, even if it's something as small as reading that book you have wanted, or drinking that coffee in complete silence while you think about yourself and your life, meditating, going for a run, whatever it is. And make the small steps that will start transforming the life around you. And while slowly changing yourself would not be the immediate life change, you may be looking for the seed will be planted. And remember, there can be no product or results without that first act of planting the seed. So, my child, know that fully and authentically loving another is the most rewarding opportunity with the greatest risk. We expose the depths of our being in the hopes of being impressed, knowing that one day they may walk away and take a piece of us with them. So, heartbreak is not just the pain of losing someone, it is the death of a future you play out in your head. And it is the mourning of moments that cannot be recreated, and the dismiss of a routine. And it is the separation from an identity linked to being their partner. And it is the need to detach memories tied to place and things. One of two things will occur after a heartbreak, and we can close off and prevent further opportunities to be vulnerable and to love and to be loved. And in this case, our suffering never ends, or we rip ourselves wide open, knowing that love may come and go. But because we choose to be an open vessel for love to feel, the risk remains worth it. The joy of connection outweighs the fear of loneliness, and the pleasure of presence surpasses the possibility of loss. Healing is not linear, but start by meeting your needs from the basic necessities to the callings of your spirit. Heartbreak healing calls for tender treatment, and let the tears flow until the laughter comes. Let anger become understanding and sadness turn to acceptance until the attachment is released. Be patient with your hurt and surround yourself with love until you can embody it again wholeheartedly. And you will fail often, it will be uncomfortable. You will begin to believe you do not deserve all that you desire, and you will want to give up. This is the most important part, and you must not give up. You must stand back on your feet even when you are the last one standing. You must try again, and this is how you discover the way the smallest victories can become a defeating roar to even the biggest defeats, and this is how you honor your resilience. So keep going. So, my child, know that we often think of the big leaps of our lives as being intense culmination periods in which we have concentrate measurable proof that our lives are different than they were before. But the real transformation is internal, the real growth is much quieter. The real journey begins the day we decide to do one small thing differently than we did before, and then to allow that momentum to build and to grow and to reform itself into a new comfort zone, one that comes to define the people we are yet to be. And it is okay if you have not arrived yet. What matters more is that you are at the place of having decided that you will no longer settle for a life that does not feel fully lived. Decided that you will find your way out of whatever storm you may find yourself in right now, even if it has to happen one pain-stalking step at a time. Decided that you will open your heart, decided that you will choose what is true, decided that you will speak with honesty, decided that you will commit yourself to living more fully, no matter how long it takes you to be it without thinking so hard about it. I hope that you can look back and say that this was the year that changed your life, not because you wake up one day and everything was suddenly different, but because you lived with the intention to keep planting seeds within your potential and nurturing them little by little until a garden within you did grow. One day you will realize that happiness is not what your house looks like, but how you love the people within its wall. Happiness is not finding success by a certain time, but finding something you love so much time itself seemed to disappear. Happiness is not thinking you have earned the world's approval, but waking up each day and feeling so at peace within your own skin, quietly anticipating the day ahead, unconcerned with how you are perceived. Happiness is not having the best of everything, but the ability to make the best of anything. Happiness is knowing you did what you could with what you were given. Happiness is not something that comes to us when every problem is solved and all things are perfectly in place. but in the shining silver linings that remind us of the light of the day is always there if we slow down enough to notice. My child, know that the key is overcoming worry. Anxiety, stress, and frustration is not to try to figure things out on your own. Contrary to popular belief, your emotion and feeling should never control you. Scripture actually teaches us that we have authority over it. We are instructed to cast all of our cares unto God, for He cares about us, and there will always be things in your life that are beyond your control. The key is for you to trust God with the things you cannot do anything about, even if your circumstances are not changing as quickly as you would like. Your perspective can, and when you know that no weapon formed against you will prosper, you can go through any storm and trust the one who speaks peace through it. So, my child, know that I hope you learn how to let go of a love that would not love you back. I hope you have the courage to know when to end things, when to stand up for your heart, and I hope you have the courage to see endings as beautiful, transformating stepping stones. And I hope you have the courage to let love and opportunity move through your like rain, to not grieve or seek to change it, to not beg for people or circumstances to be more than they can be for you. I hope you have the courage to see ending as the cornerstones of the chapters that change you without needing them to be a part of the rest of your story. I hope you have the courage to give yourself closer, to be your own home, to be your own safe place. And I hope you have the courage to not let the losses destroy you, to not let them burrow into the heart of who you are and convince you that you failed, or that you are unworthy of having your heart chosen. I hope you have the courage to see the way in which you love and try and fought for something as a testament to just how hopeful and profound your capacity to feel is, just how beautiful moments can be when you appreciate them for what they were instead of nullifying them or letting them harden you to this world. Please, I hope you have the courage to move forward. I hope you have the courage to trust in worthy that is waiting to find you, to believe that you are deserving of it. Because you deserve to find the kind of love that makes you a softer person, the kind of love that sees you clearly, that believes in you and supports you, that stands by your side in all that is light and all that is dark within you. You deserve to find someone who quickly becomes your favorite thing, someone who makes the fall less fearful, someone you can't help but choose every single day, and you deserve to find someone who shows you just how deeply you can feel. Just how deeply you can love. You deserve to find something real, something intentional, something rooted, because nothing is more beautiful than loving someone who loves you back. Nothing is more beautiful than loving someone who builds you a home in their heart. Dear Holy God, I am weak and sometimes the way grows fearsome, for this world is filled with evil hiding at every corner, ready to steal my precious joy in you, craving to destroy my soul. Help me to keep my faith today through every trial and doubt I face. Stay close to me, Holy Spirit, abide in me and make your presence known in everything I see and do. Give me strength the whole day through. Mighty God, in the name of Christ, pray. Lord our God, we praise your name because we are allowed to bear witness to what we see and hear to all the good you have given us. May we become firmly and faithfully united, awaiting the glorious day when your almighty hand will be victorious and will bring an end to the many evils among us. And on that day you will be praised throughout all nations, and everything will be clothed anew to the glory of our great name. Lord God, I pray that you will fill my heart with the blessing of your Holy Spirit. Grant me this day the strength to the temperate in all things, and direct me in all my ways. Give me grace to be just and upright in all my dealing, quiet and peaceable, full of compassion, and ready to do good to all people according to my abilities and opportunities, for the sake of my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. No matter how a relationship may shift, may you never forget the times that person listened to you, took on their pain like it was their own, sat with your in moment of uncertainty, knowing they did not need to find answer. They just needed to be your friend. The times they pushed you to be better while accepting you for everything you were, because they know who you were to your core. And I know it's painful sometimes to lose people you don't expect you. It's painful to look at someone you have so much history with and know your part in each other's stories might be over, and at least right now. And it is painful that you can't always keep everyone we want to, and it is painful to watch two people grow apart and you stare blankly at something you can't change but you want to. It is painful to watch someone you know so well became a stranger don't, and you each walk away still knowing everything about one another. It is painful to walk away whispering I love you under your breath, with tears trickling down your face, because life does this sometimes and it is not easy. And we know that not everyone is supposed to be a part of every chapter of your life, but it does not change every good moment and good time you did have. And I think as you get older, you realize that losing people as friends does not make them enemies. And you can still love and support and care and be rooting for them even if it's from afar. And if you are lucky, really lucky, just maybe, you will find your way to each other again. One by one, you are cutting off the strings that are attached to your soul and connected to your past, and with every tie that you sever, your spirit feels lighter and brighter. Not only you are breaking through generations of old patterns, but you are also laying down the foundation for your descendants to be mentally, emotionally, and spiritually liberated. Keep following the divine instructions that your intuition is giving you. It always knows the way. It takes great courage to let go and not have a clue what will happen next. So don't be alarmed at how much space you have been asked to clear out in your life. The massive blessings that are going to fill it need all the room they can get. So, my child, know that. The truth that has long been hidden is being revealed with today Leo's new moon. These revelations are exactly what is needed to move on and away from the forces that have been against you. These forces could have been coming from the subconscious mind and DNA strands, which are detoxing for you to access your fruit. This is successfully accomplishing uniting the mind and heart back together. From what starts today in the quantum materialize between the equinox and solstice, release the rest to the most high, take over and complete this on your behalf, and you can direct your energy towards healing, self-expression, creativity and movement until then. Try turning your worries into prayers. Meditate on God's power, peace, presence, and love. David's prayer in help us offer all our anxious emotions to our God's shepherds, trusting in His care and submitting to His kingdom rule. Feel your emotions, imagine the situation giving rise to it, then release it to the Lord by praying. Do not fear, trust in the Lord. This emotionally honest faith is delighting in the Lord and committing your way to Him. And as we do this, David says, we come to shine like the rising sun. Empathy is crucial for your own self-care. Without continual access to empathy, we become anxious and afraid. We are likely to stuff down our emotion and isolate, cutting us off from the love and care that we so desperately need. We need to feel our emotions and internalize the compassion of someone who is willing to attune to our feelings, validate our emotions, and accept us as we are. And empathy is energizing. It gives us the strength to carry our burdens and move forward in freedom. It connects us to God's perfect love that removes all fear. I have learned to thrive with Jesus, and I need to often share honestly about what I'm feeling and receive empathy. It is a crucial part of my marriage, friendships, ministry, and relationship with God. Empathy looks like active listening, staying interested, being emotionally present, asking good questions, reflecting feelings, and being a faithful friend. To receive empathy, we need to ask for it from someone gracious who has capacity to offer it. Then we need to receive it as a gift from God by agreeing with it. And the best part is Jesus empathizes with us, and as we freely receive, we can freely give to others. My child, know that Hold on to those in your life who help you grow, those who gently challenge your perspective in a healthy way, not by obligation, but to support your evolution, those who show up with genuine intentions. A restorative connection of reciprocity and attention, those who expand your capacity to give and receive by expressing the importance of opening emotionally and spiritually. Those who encapsulate the essence of emotional maturity to communicate effectively even when it's challenging. They would not trigger the trauma response of fawn or freeze with expectations to appease, but rather elevate your energy to feel safe, to feel seen, and to feel free. Hold on to those in your life who gracefully remind you to breathe, those who safely help your heart find healing and inner peace. So, my child, know that. A good day to have some alone time and just let your thoughts settle down. In the world of chaos, the endless scores and social media, at times we all need to disengage and regroup ourselves. So take a time to turn off your phones, avoid social media, and perhaps just listen to some soft, soothing music instead. Perhaps you would like to imagine you are in the middle of the forest but can't be there physically. So, what can you do? Get a nice pine scented candle or something, put on some rain or bubbling brook sounds, and get some indoor plants if you don't have any. Turn off all distractions and just sit there, closing your eyes and relax. Deep breathing always helps, perhaps a few scented candles, and just gaze upon the flames without trying to direct your thoughts. Journal if you feel the need afterwards, but if you can, just be in the moment and let your entire body relax and disengage from everything else. This is so incredibly healing and often a good time when answer to issue or question just reveal themselves without any effort, and it's a be good to your day by catching someone alone time. Dear someone, know that. Be in the day you are in and in the season you are in the feeling you are in. We try so hard to escape to the past, to the future, to try to plan it all out, to brace ourselves for uncertainty. We try to perfect the future in order to avoid the present. It will get better later. One day it will be happy. One day when I get it all right and perfect and check off the list, I will finally have space for my joy. But what about the day you are in, the moment you have right now? Where have you gone? Don't you want to be there too? What if you are missing the lesson, the sign, the magic of right here? Nothing in the future gives you permission to bask in joy. Nothing slow down until you slow it down. You can't be in today. What makes you think you will be fully present to tomorrow? Be in the day you are in. What is happening for you here? Where are you being led, and what is your heart saying? Don't prolong it and be in this day. Let that be enough. Your joy is here, your life is here, the future is always coming, but you never get this moment. this exact one ever again. Don't base being alive to your days while you are lucky enough to have them. Sometimes I tell myself that I should not have given you the best part of me and that I should not have handed myself to you. Tell myself that loving you was wrong, but I don't know why it felt like the universe had aligned everything in my favor and loving you felt right. I'm still looking for you in everyone I meet, hugging strangers, thinking it is you. I still search for you in crowds and on starry nights. I find myself wishing for you. So instead of looking for where my pieces are, I try to find you in places that made me feel whole, places we share love and laughter. I try to find you in songs that you sang. I try to find you in the streets and places of worship, thinking you might also be praying for me as I'm praying hard to find you. But I only find you in my dreams, and sometimes I wake up with tears staining my face because even in my dreams, you always live in this world full of people. I scratch for you. I search for the things that I said to make you leave, although I know and I loved you more than life itself. So instead of running around to catch glimpses of you, I will look for you in my heart and see if you are there in the memories you have left me with, and I will look for you in my prayers, and perhaps in them I will find a way out of this. Sometimes I wish I could go back in time to warn her about him. I wish I could show her the red flags, the heartbreaks that would follow her the moments she let him in, and in her eyes he was her world. I wish I could go back in time to tell her that she needed to run, that she was not going to fix him, he was going to break her instead. If I had a time machine, I would go back in time and watch her grow up, see her lose her first teeth, watch her bloom and became the woman she was before she met the man that made her world black and white. I would tell her that I don't care if I did not exist so long as she stay away from him. I would ask her if she was setting her foot. Sometimes I have vivid dreams of her being happy with the love of her life and no children. She is always the happiest version I know of her to exist in those dreams. When I wake up, I mourn for the woman she was before she met the man that she is giving all her love to. If I could go back and meet her for the first time, I would warn her about her future, and she gives so much of herself to nurture everyone around her until her soul became dull and lifeless. I had dissolved myself in you. I dived deep into you. I swam across the 50 corners of your heart, the way fishes find a home in the water despite how the water behaves and feel, it continues to stay in the heart of the ocean even when the water gets rough. And when we look at an ocean, fishes appear to have become water. I felt like a fish dissolved in you. I had forgotten about my identity. I might have forgotten myself, but I never forget how to swim, and if I can't swim, I will keep moving forward. So, my child, know that as the universe is going to bless you, you may find new spiritual gifts or abilities coming your way. This message represents the beginning of love and new happiness. Romance may also be coming to you. Trust your heart to lead the way. Unconditional love is the essence of everything. Let the love that fills your heart shine through. Bring peace and forgiveness in all your relations. It is also a good time to start new project. Remember the message, the more you give, the more you receive a new opportunity or a chance to look in a creative interview which gives you ultimate pleasure or maybe a heartfelt gift. It's time to express your love for the divine, the people and compassion for mankind. Trimurtis, Lord Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva are assisting you on your soul path. This message signifies using your mind, body, and spirit to create a solid foundation. The architect is your mind, the builder is your body, and the painter is your spirit. It also signifies hard work, determination, and commitment. Working as a team can be so satisfying if everyone brings their best, unique skills to the table. People have different abilities. So, by letting dreamers dream, planners plan, and makers make, great things can be achieved. You may have mastered your craft and possibly could be thinking of a collaboration with others on your envisioned goals. So, whatever you are doing at the moment, you are likely to be giving it 100%, and this is a time of steady progress and growth. My child, know that Musil, a plasma of David, when Dog the Edomite come and told Saul and said unto him, David is come to the house of Achimelech. Why boastest thou thyself in mischief? O mighty man, the goodness of God endured continually. Their tongue devised mischiefs like a sharp razor, working deceitfully. Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness. And thou lovest all devouring words, thou deceitful tongue, God shall likewise destroy thee forever. He shall take thee away and pluck thee out of the dwelling place, and root thee out of the land of the living Selah. And there come thither certain Jews from Antioch and Lycaonia, who persuaded the people, and having stoned Paul, drew him out of the city, supposing he had been dead. Howbeit, as the disciples stood round about him, he rose up and came into the city, and the next day he departed with Barnabas to Derbe. And when they had preached the gospel to that city, and had taught many, they returned again to Lystra and to Iconium and Aneto, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of God. Dear someone, sometime I wish we would bump into each other accidentally on the street. Sometimes I wish you would say you are sorry for abandoning me all this year. Sometime I wish you would come back and want to pick up right here we left off. Sometimes I hope we never speak again, and sometimes I wish I had the closure I never got. Sometimes I wish I could call you and tell you the small details of my day. Sometimes I wish I could forget your face. Sometimes I believe I have finally moved on only to find that what I have not. Sometimes I try to convince myself that I am better off. Sometimes all I want is to see you again and discuss everything that has happened since you have been gone. Sometimes I wish we were forever young so I never had to find out what life was like without you by my side. Many of you can be worried about your financial status right now because things are not getting ahead for you. And as much as you want them to be, some of you could be facing some sudden spending, and because of that, you are not able to focus on anything right now. Because money is the thing which is continuously on your mind. You want to earn more and more. You are not after the money at all, but you don't want to face any type of compromises because of lack of money, and that too not only for you. But for your loved ones, you are close ones, you don't want to face any situation where less money can be the reason for your unhappiness. You need to know that your financial status will be improved soon, especially in the month of September. And after that, you can see a very rapid growth in your career, especially if you are looking for a job change, most increment, salary increment, or a work with more better financial promises. The second main thing you are currently thinking about is your love life. You are in a dilemma regarding a person who is not offering you what you want right now, but still you are so much emotionally attached to them that you are ready to give your all, even if this person is offering you something really small at this time. But you are also worried that your decision can be proved wrong in future. And that will hurt you like nothing. You are guided to move things as they are right. Worry about anyone's intention or any type of outcome. Everything will be in your favor. You are totally safe. This person can make you wait a little bit longer than your expectations, but they will provide you everything you want. So you just have to be wait for divine timing in this connection. Type yes if you have faith and trust in God, and if you want your all wishes comes true, type Amen. My child, know that the past and endings often look like a kaleidoscope of mixed things when it comes to you, caught somewhere between what felt like floating and drowning. Drowning in tears that felt like puddles in a storm, they swore would not be as bad until they made us all evacuate. Drowning in my own vices just to forget, but the thing is, alcohol helps you to forget everything but what matters. I look back at where I was and who I have become in the process of learning about loss. I realize things and people can never truly be mine if they don't pick me too. I wonder if you would like who I became, or did it take losing you it to become it? And I know regret is no place to make a happy home, but I still ask myself, what did I do wrong? And maybe it was not so much wrong, but two people who try to be right, and that is gonna count for something. Yet the question will lingers in my mind, and I run through all the things I could have done better, and I know, and if I were a fly on the wall, I wonder what was sad and could I have fixed it. If I changed and were different, we are who we are, but we can always do better. When I look back, I wish I had been better for you and me. We both deserved me better, but I was so young and still trying to figure so much in a future you always would have had a place in if you wanted to be there. Sometimes I wonder if we would get along now, and if you would like who I became, because I only started to like myself more lately, and maybe love was never written in our faith, and that is why we could only ever muster three words, not sober. Sometimes I wish we know each other now. Because I think you would like who I am, and I still drive down hometown roads in a place I know I would have hated staying, but I would have if ever give you question me too, and maybe there are things only meant to be looked at through the review. But I still stare for longer than I should and hope you are happy. I hope even if it is just for a moment you think of me too. And if all we are in a combination of everyone we have ever known and loved, the who I became is made up of beautiful small parts of you. How lovely is something like that? Dear someone, no. Everyone moved on so fast, and I'm still stuck on something we could have been. It's been 3 years since, and I'm still here picking petals and pinning for a love that never existed, pinning for what is long been buried 6 feet under, pinning for what I was too afraid to admit. So I'm still scratching the wound that never healed until I'm bleeding all over again. I would do anything to go back to tell you what I could not say back then, back when he laid side by side in the sand. The truth is, I am still living in a past that everyone else has forgotten. I am stuck on you like all these years of hurt never happened. I am stuck on your memory that keeps repeating. I rewind the tape over and over, searching for some closure, and I guess I will never have it. I think I will always feel a little not there, a little too much for everyone, a little too nice, so they don't see me acting inside. I don't think they realize how deeply their words cut me, ingrained in my DNA. I think I will always be a little bit incensed. I don't think they will ever care as much as I do about everything all the time. They don't know that these dark circle eyes carry the weight of the skies. Call the psychiatrist, psychologist, my brain, so I can give it a rest. Maybe I can finally obtain an answer to my impossible equation. So it is exhausting always living inside my head. I would much rather be somebody else for a change. I am growing tired of the mind that always thinks 9 steps ahead. Can't things ever be simple again? My child know that. For it seemed good for the Holy Ghost and to us to lie upon you no greater burden than these necessary things, that abstain from meats offered to idols, and from blood, and from things strangled, and from fornication, from which if you keep yourself, and shall do well. And farewell. So when they were dismissed, they come to Antioch, and when they had gathered the multitude together, they believed the epistle, which when they had read, they rejoiced for the consolation of the sons of Issachar after their families, of Tola, the family of Tolites, of Pua, the family of Panites, of Jasub, the family of the Jasubites, of Simron, the family of Simronites. These are the family of Issachar according to those that were numbered of them, 3 crore and 4,300.